What we're seeing right now in America is, what are they saying now? 1 in 2 people is overweight. 1 out of 3 people is obese. We're seeing children, the autism rates from now 1 in 88 children has autism. Diabetes is through the roof. We're seeing diseases that can be prevented through nutrition.
Yeah, talking about obesity in pregnant women, it's very interesting statistic. If a woman is obese when she gives birth to a child, that child has a 50% likelihood of developing type 2 diabetes. Good night. It's just, it just boggles my mind.
And then you get diabetes, and then you get heart disease, and there certain diseases lead to other diseases in the body. And if we can go back a little bit here and do some preventative steps to prevent disease states in the body in the first place. One of these things that we can do is provide foods that nourish these methyl and acetyl groups.
Right, and what Amy says is really important, because a pregnant woman should only have about an additional 300 calories a day. She doesn't need to take those calories in a can of potato chips or a pint of ice cream. It would be a whole lot better if she could get this dense nutrition in something that is not going to make her obese and cause her to lean toward gestational diabetes or some of the other problems that we see that develop in pregnancy.
She'd be much better off getting an extra 30 grams of protein in her diet while she's pregnant. These amino acids are building blocks of DNA, and they're building blocks of the histones. And the histones and the chromatin are what the DNA wraps around. It's the part of the epigenome that I'm the most fascinated with right now. It's these histones are these highly alkaline proteins, and they're kind of like the chromatin is kind of like described as like a spool. I like to think of it as a bobbin, because as a little girl I had a sewing machine, and I would thread my bobbin, and I would make my bobbins, run my thread around my bobbins. And I was explaining to my mom the other day, I said, Mom, I think that these bobbins may be shortening in people's, it's possible. We don't know exactly what's happening at the level of the histone and the chromatin yet. And I really feel like we're going to see some great science coming out about why protein is also essential to the epigenome, because protein is essential to the histone.
Exactly. It's every cell of your body is mediated with, obviously every cell has DNA in it, and the building blocks of protein have to come from the amino acids that we take in the foods that we eat. Some you can't get any other source than dietary.
Well, how many grams of protein did you take when you were pregnant?
Well, I took about 70 grams a day of protein, because I felt like it was that important to their developing brains. To do that.
And I did the same. I was 70 to 100 grams of protein with my boys every day.
But if you're going to do that, you really have to make sure that you stay hydrated, and don't gain adipose calories. Don't gain so much weight during that pregnancy that it causes you to develop problems with, with all of the issues that come into pregnancy.
We're talking about 20 to 30 pounds is about where you should be gaining in a healthy pregnancy.
Yeah. Because 300 calories is not really that much additional a day. You're really not eating for 2. Oh. You're eating for a small amount of a half. And you really don't need to just load it on. But boy, the food choices that you make need to be carefully thought out.
Absolutely.
Because, you won't have that terrible craving, or if you do have that tired fatigue in the afternoon, have a drink of Mamalicious instead of pickles and ice cream.
Totally. And remember to eat small meals throughout the day to keep your blood sugar level. And we're able to put Cinnalin into our Mamalicious. And Cinnalin is a patented cinnamon extract that will support your blood sugar.
Yeah, we have clinical studies that actually document the fact that it will help stabilize blood sugar.
And this is like a really big issue for pregnant moms because of gestational diabetes, which is on the rise. And when you get this gestational diabetes, it's going to put you in a higher risk category. Your doctor's going to consider you a high risk pregnancy. And you don't want to be a high risk pregnancy. It means they're going to intervene even more, and you may end up taking oral insulin. It could lead to hypertension. You don't want to end up with a high blood pressure. You want to keep your symptoms as minimal as possible when you're pregnant. You really shouldn't have the swollen ankles. You really shouldn't have excessive weight gain. You really should feel pretty much like your normal self. You know, and if you're eating the right foods, you're not going to be tired. You're not going to be bloated. You're not going to be cranky. You're really going to feel good. And I love being pregnant. I've been pregnant twice with my boys.
Same
and
here.
I love being pregnant. It's actually, I love it too much, really. I feel so good when I'm pregnant. I feel
You
so
should be a broodmare.
happy. I just feel like overjoyedly happy when
Me
I'm
too.
pregnant. And I never felt sick with my kids. I always just felt like this overwhelming joy.
Same here.
And purpose. Everything I ate, I knew I was going to them. And all the water that I drank, I knew that my body needed it to build extra blood supplies. I mean, when you're pregnant, you have 50% more blood than you did when you weren't pregnant. It's just really, you want to think about things that are going to help build your blood and build your body and build your baby's body while you're pregnant.
Yeah. Like we always say, moms are the ultimate bodybuilders.
We literally build bodies.
Yeah, I think of the muscle men, and they get all the advertising for what they do. But this is the first product that actually targets women of childbearing years with a nutritional supplement that's perfectly tailored for what you are attempting to do here. Make a baby, build a body, and keep yourself healthy in the process.
Yeah, because there's an old wives' tale that says lose a tooth for every baby you have. No.
No.
That is because of nutritional deficiencies.
Exactly.
We don't lose teeth here. Our teeth still look real good.
Yes.
And that's important. That's a good sign of nutrition. And we just want mommies to be healthy people.
Amen.
They deserve to be healthy. We love mommies and we love babies. And we want mommies to be happy and we want babies to be healthy.
So true.